Good afternoon. Welcome back to Global Media Network LLC. Passionate World Talk Radio is a wholly owned subsidiary of Global Media Network. Educate and learn. Lillian Caldwell is going to discuss and talk about the and one should be on guard to make sure it doesn't happen to you. The number one thing you need to know is that the IRS will never call you. How do I know this? Because when I usually receive communiques, it's a letter for their organization telling me the necessary information, contact phone number, and a contact name. And they usually provide you with an envelope. And then say, I'm sorry, the person no longer lives here. Or goodbye is even better. Or just disconnect. Just don't give them anything to feed off of, because that's what they do. They want to inspire fear in you and to act without thinking. So what does the state of Pennsylvania, and every state has a place that you can contact to get information to start off saying you have received a phone call or an email from someone claiming to work with the IRS and or the U.S. Treasury, which is always a good one. And even though you haven't received any additional notice or any further notice from the government, the caller claims that you owe them money or your tax return never made it to their office, so you owe them buku interest, lots of interest on the fact that you didn't pay up your tax immediately. They then threaten you with arrest or worse, because these people have thoroughly done their homework and they know that intimidation, emotional manipulation, fear works every single time. And the IRS already has a bad reputation, so that if you're contacted by them, you're going to act on your fear impulse first, and then think about the consequences of your act later. And by then, it is too late, ladies and gentlemen. The caller then demands that you wire them money, and they provide you with the information. Or they tell you to go out and buy a prepaid gift card. And they may make their preferences an Apple card, although I understand it's very slow these days. So they may suggest a razor gold card. And the two kinds, the kind where you buy the physical card, or you can buy an e-card. Not to be confused with Amazon sells their own gift cards. And if you want to know how many different gift cards there are out there, go to any drugstore, retail store, supermarket, convenience store, and you will see a plethora of different cards you can buy, and any denomination from $0 to $500. Now, in Pennsylvania, you can only buy one card at one place at a time. So purchase these cards. All this means is that the person who's trying out of you wants you to send them money So the money cannot be traced. So if you put down, you will not be protected if you go through PayPal. Only if you put down business will they keep track of what you just sent. And if you have second thoughts, you can contact them and they will cancel the transaction. Once they start asking for friend or family, don't do it. That's your first really large red flag, outside of the fact that the IRS will never call you, text you, or email you. Understand? Good. How do you protect yourself? Well, you have to remember, number one, that no U.S. government or state agency is going to call you out of the blue and demand money or personal information from you. So, like I said, if you hear it, disconnect or put down the phone and walk away. Take some deep breaths, drink some water, and then disconnect. While they may contact you, they'll probably do it through the U.S. mail, because whatever information they need to impart, they want just you to receive it and no one else. You're not going to receive solicitations from them in the mail. So it can't be considered junk mail. If you do not recognize the phone number, if your phone doesn't say, "This is a spam call," don't answer it. If I do not recognize a phone number, I do not answer that phone. I don't care whether the city is in my state or not. I don't care if it's from places I visited or even where I have friends or family. If I do not know that phone number, I do not answer and I let it ring. The same thing in email. If I do not recognize that person's name or that retailer's name or that organization's name, I delete it. I was advised that if you receive an email telling you that you have paid a certain amount of money and they want you to confirm your email address and you don't recognize it, delete it. Don't wait around. Don't let curiosity get a hold of you. Just get rid of it. And if you do need to talk to that person, they will leave you voicemail. And you can listen or read the message that they leave in voicemail on your cell phone. I check it out. I read it. Doesn't ring a bell. I delete it. I don't get into a shouting match with them. I do not return their phone calls. I delete it. That's how you protect yourself. Because all they're after is, to use a very apt phrase, is to get in your pants. The pants that holds the wallet or your debit or personal ID or your Social Security. No one else needs that information except for you, or when you report the death of a spouse to Social Security or to an insurance company. But outside of that, folks, your personal information should remain personal. That's why they call it personal. And if you're older, like I am, in your 70s or 80s, the only people who should be sharing this information with you are your children or whoever is going to take over when you pass away and put the rest of your affairs in order. You need to have your important documents in a file and decide with your children how you want to handle it. But that's the only people who would be having this information. If you think the information or the caller is legitimate, take down his name, his phone number, and pertinent information that you need to do. And then go and check it and make sure that this person is who they claim to be and that this company is legit. There are now a lot of lawyers online that you can contact, and the first 15 minutes are free. And you can say, I was contacted by Bloop at ABC. Put it into Google, put it into Firefox, and look it up. Or call the Better Business Bureau, and they can help you. That's what they're there for, to let you know whether or not you're dealing with a legal entity or not. And if you are a victim, every state has a toll-free line. Look up your state in Google or Firefox, government, tax scams. They'll give you all the information that you need with toll-free numbers or a support line that you can text and say, I was contacted by so-and-so, help me. Or contact your state's attorney general. That's one of their jobs, to protect you from being scammed. So protect yourself by recognizing these red flags and then do something about it. This show, the IRS scam, was brought to you by two companies. The first is MyFlex. And if you're interested in signing up for an all-encompassing AI program, please use my link, https://esc73.tryrubi.ai, and sign up. It's only $25 a month. And let's face it, you can't even go over to Burger King, or McDonald's, or Kentucky Fried Chicken, or any of the fast food place with a family of 4, or even with a family of 2 if one of those members is a teenager, because you're going to be paying a lot more. And unlike food that is instantly consumed, maybe 10, 15 minutes, Ruby AI is the answer to all your pain points, whatever career you are in. Or, as Wendy's used to say, try it. You'll like it. And also the trainer, Lillian S. Caldwell. Please go over to our website, https://education.passionateworldtalkradio.com/masterclass, and sign up today. For anybody who's interested in podcasting as a hobby or for money, and you can come by yourself. If you bring a friend to work with you, you get a special discount. So please sign up and become the podcaster you always wanted to be, but didn't quite know how to get started. You can listen to this podcast, Scam Damnation, all over again at youtube.com, Passionate World Radio -PW Talk Radio. At our website, https://passionateworldtalkradio.com. All our social media platforms, including facebook.com/Passionate World Radio and linkedin.com Lillian Caldwell, or just very much for listening. And remember, it may be hump day, but at least you're sliding down into the weekend.